What's up, Slayers? It's your boy Buckyo bringing in a new Battlemode video on how to play as a Slayer on console. A lot of people tend to sleep on console Slayers, and I'm not saying I'm by far the greatest. I actually consider myself decent, but I have ran into some godlike Slayers, and other times, not so godlike. That's why I thought I'd make this quick little guide on how to play as a console Slayer. Just want to say this will cover the basics as well as some advanced stuff you should know. And FYI, when playing Battlemode, you have to play differently compared to single-player campaign. Hope you might learn something from this, and enjoy. Okay, so the first thing you want to know before you get into the battle, remember the weapon placements on the weapon. So it makes it much easier so you can quick swap around it. It's going to be a little bit of a second delay compared to doing it on PC. However, it still gets the job done. So let me show you. Something like that. See, it's somewhat quick, but it's alright. Usually you want to choose two weapons. Just select them. Pre-select it. I usually like to do Ballista and Heavy Cannon. Destroyer Blade. Go on the jump pad a little bit. Just aim... Okay, not in the middle then. Look at that. 900 points of damage. How insane is that? But ever since that little buff for the Mancubus, you can't do Heavy Cannon or Ballista at all, so what I normally like to do is just meat hook, swing around him, and basically use the remote detonation. They're like a huge plunk of meat that moves around kind of slowly, so... Or if you ever want, you can use Heavy Cannon and Shotgun. Let me see if I can actually show it a little bit here. Look at that. A little bit dangerous to do that, actually, but it does get quite the job done. And usually for a Marauder, see how he's just sort of running around here. What normally you like to do is remote detonation, but I wouldn't say use it all the time because it's sort of like a crutch. But always use the meat hook too, just to sort of traverse around. Because it makes things a little bit easier for you. Yeah, but what I would say is, I'd always recommend that you just swap around your weapons as much as you possibly can. Don't rely on just one. It's always good to have some variety, rather than just sticking to weapon. Let's say rock remote detonation. You don't want to use that all the time though. You want to use it in certain situations that you think is appropriate. Like this for example. You see how he's just hiding around here? Remote detonation. They'll just keep jumping around, hanging out in that area. Easy picking, especially for remote detonation. And usually this guy just likes to run around, especially every Marauder.
It's killed. Round one.
And that's the first round. And normally, whenever I choose the first two upgrades, it would either be Quick Chainsaw, more resources, or dashing. I definitely recommend doing dashing as it helps you move around a lot quickly. But here's something. I have high sensitivity. Ballista jump. You can still Ballista boost, especially on console. It's just the only issue is that you have to set it up yourself. You can't do a simple flick motion. None of that. So pay attention to that meat hook there. Just swing around, especially like I said, healing zone, remote detonation. If I can actually get up here. Oh my god. This is what I like to do. Meat hook, I could jump around them. Finish with the final blow. With some potato aim, you know how it is. Holy crap. So yeah, just like I said though, I would say that you choose either one of those three. Dashing, Master Carve, or Resource Drain. Master Carve says it gives you 10... Actually, it gives you another point of chainsaw fuel every 10 seconds. You chainsaw a lot quickly. Plus,
I'm gonna actually show you this real quickly. You have some extra invulnerability frames after using the chainsaw. Oh, I missed that. Oh, that was a good place. Oh, okay. Normally, if they know that they're coming up there, don't even go up there, as they can trap you as well with an archvile. A really good archvile can definitely do that. And now it says right here my health is kind of critical. Now they're loop blocking me, and they made a mistake by doing it twice. So again, with the meat hook, just simply latch onto somebody, get armor, health, but also the dashing. Don't use it all at once, just gradually use them because like it refills quickly. So, you see this? You move around so much quickly than just doing it twice, right? Also, I love these cackles. Never mind, I don't. Cackles are great because you can use them as like a meat hook little thing. Oops. And that was my first mistake. I'm not the greatest Slayer, let's just say that. But when it comes to the basics, I know that for sure. But this also gives me a chance to talk about these things here. I will say, these three, it's totally up to you if you actually really want these, but what I would recommend, Sentinel Infused, BFG. Sentinel Infused, if you're having a tough time having like enough health and stuff. This, if there's just a lot of enemies, and let me show you this one actually. If there's a lot of enemies that they spawn and you get overwhelmed by them, use the BFG, take care of the enemies. Plus, one really cool thing about the BFG is you get 75% damage resistance while it's active. You see here? Healing zone, remote detonation. To the face like this. There's a Kako. Use that to your advantage. Let me show you this actually. Move quickly. Did you see the invulnerability under my my little display at the top left? Here, I'm gonna show it to you actually again. Keep an eye on it. See that? I'm moving around and I have like 2 seconds or so where I can just run around. Now I don't know if they're actually gonna patch that or not, but maybe they will. Kid, please. That guy's done. This guy's a little bit of a slippery snake. Try not to look that bad. But other than that, especially when for Marauders and the Revenants, they got the smallest hitboxes and they move around really quickly. They like to maneuver around a lot, especially when they're the final one standing and they're really low on health. They like to jump around, dash, and hide behind corners. That's why with remote detonation, you shoot it around the corner and you could definitely deal some damage or potentially kill them. I wouldn't recommend using it throughout the entire match, but what I will recommend, use it as a finishing blow. Also, something to also take into account, especially when playing with Slayer, is the map. You always want to know exactly where the portals are. This one has that one there and that one across the map. Jump pads, also monkey bars. Those things are very critical to know, especially when playing with Slayer, trying to transverse, trying to have jukes around demons. We also got this guy over here, the Pain Elemental. These guys, they're mostly used just to annoy the Slayer, but also to gain his attention. Especially with this duo, a Marauder and a Pain Elemental. A good one can be pretty devastating since... Yeah, that's also something to remember though. Especially when that shield is up. If you can get to the back, they're done. But yeah, mostly they're used just to gain the attention of the Slayer so they can pull up the shield while the Slayer focuses on them. And then the other person just comes in for kill. Just like that, basically. For this guy, he's just jumping around a little bit. I have terrible aim, as always. It's not about the aim that matters, it's mostly about the basics, if you know that. And again, look at that. Healing zone. What do? Remote detonation. Trying to get some health? No, you can't. I refuse to let you get health. Since he's just a big old meatball in the sky, I missed that, but okay. Looks like he's also healing too. Great indication ever since this update though, they've added indicators saying like, oh, they're healing, all that stuff. It works well, especially with the Slayer, when it shows like his vulnerability. It means that either they're getting a glory kill or they're just getting a chainsaw kill, rather than listening for audio cues. Oh, that he was lucky there. But again, as soon as that pops up, you know they're just going to be hanging around there.
Demons killed.
Also, did I mention about the whole quick swapping on console? I don't think I did. Always best to choose two weapons. For me, I would choose the heavy cannon and ballista, and I simply, on PS4, I press R1, so I can quick swap them easily. Just pretty much like that, and... okay, you guys are just gonna be in my sights here. That's a shame. And he's immediately using healing. But again... and now he's running away. With latency? Nah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around here. I'm gonna give this guy a full surprise. Destroyer Blade with a jump pad. 900 points damage. Also, something really cool you can do against a really good Pain Elemental. Use the shield. That shield actually covers everything. All around you, so even if like they come around from behind and they start aiming at you, you won't take damage. That shield covers you everywhere. And again, healing zone. What you gotta do? No detonation. Oh my god, I'm actually missing the shots. But nonetheless, I'm here showing you the basics. I'm not really the greatest, so I'm not advertising myself as the greatest Slayer of all time. I want to say I'm just decent. There we go, that one's done. Get the loot.
Demons killed.
And he's done for.
Round one.
So again, it all comes down to the whole upgrades thing. I never really tried Speed Demon, Burning Hate, or even Double Down. I have done Double Down, though, a couple times, however, because using the grenades, utilize the grenades, okay? It doesn't even take that much. It's just one button press and you're able to use a grenade, and it does quite a lot of damage. I think the same amount as it would for a rocket detonation. Either way, especially with Double Down, we're able to use two of them. I think it allows you to use two of them. It is just absolutely great. I'm going to try and throw one actually right here. And it never worked. Now usually Marauders, they like to jump around a lot. This one doesn't though. Always use that meat hook though. Get onto the jump pad. Become an artillery. Also, something to show you. If you actually get one of those health critical moments, that's a little bit of lag there. Use the meat hook. You get health and armor back from the meat hook blast after using, or shotgun blast from using the meat hook. Simple, like that. If you're having a tough time actually shooting, let's say the Marauder, lock on. There you go. Okay, that seems like it won't come through. If you're having a tough time shooting at a Marauder, your best bet would be using remote detonation or even lock gun. But again, don't rely on it as much, because it's more of using it as a finishing blow. You should always try your best to be able to aim and actually properly hit them. Simple as that, just a destroyer blade, especially for the Marauder. Look at that. Now, I chose the BFG here, actually. Normally, I would go with Sentinel armor. However, I actually didn't get to show you guys how to properly use it, though. So I'll show it to you, actually. So what I normally like to do... Here, actually, I'm going to show you something here. This is, I consider this... This is actually invented by someone else named Kyle. This is the Ballista Boost. So you can do this. And you're already here. Now for the BFG, right in the middle. Takes care of all the demons if they're really pestering you. Plus, while the BFG round is in the air, you're 75%. You take 75% less damage, so it is absolutely insane. Also, if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, just go through the portal. But not all the time. Don't heavily rely on the portal, because if you make yourself very predictable, they could easily just trap you against the other portal with Flame Wall from the Archvile, Haste. It works, and you're just done for. This guy's just hiding over here. And he got left. And he died from the fire. It was either from the ballista shot that horribly missed, or the fire.
Playing as the Slayer can be both challenging yet rewarding. I'm not the best Slayer around, but I know a thing or two about playing as one. Whether it's avoiding tight corridors against an Archvile, or never losing sight of a Mancubus and keeping your distance between one, I hope you learned something great from this. And hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. And I'll see you later. Easy.